Hi.
Hello.
Hi, bestie. How are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
I am good. I am trying to put you in the full screen, and I'm technologically impaired for those that don't know me personally. So I'm just gonna ignore my face in the corner. In case you're watching this on video, we are wearing earrings today because Emily's mom said we looked ugly, and she's not wrong. So we put in a little
We
effort.
were just not trying like in the two episodes.
No, we're trying a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah, we're like giving our 40%. We could look 100 times better, but you know what?
40. No, I think this has to be like a 33. 40 is too high.
40 includes like concealer, which
Yeah, no, we're not doing that right now. It's it's
40
it's morning for both of us.
40% is like concealer. I think 50% would include the mascara.
Hmm. Maybe next week you'll catch us. It's a surprise. You'll have to wait.
Yeah, it's like a Russian roulette. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Today, Emily and I are talking about a show that we are obsessed with,
Oh my
and we're stoked. We're
I
stoked.
am so excited. Like the first time we met regarding the podcast, like which episodes we had planned to do, I just told Gabby, we need to do an episode on this show. I freaking love it. I recommend it to everyone. I consider it's one of the most complete shows.
It's so good.
Every character has, character development, has a good like arc, a good storyline. It's extremely like diverse without making it
A
the
thing. Like it's not people don't talk about it.
it's just really realistic. The actors look like their age. I mean,
No, they do not. Hold up. I'm gonna stop you right
some of
there.
them.
Out
Sorry,
of
the main
all the
character
stuff,
does what?
Maeve. Okay, I love Maeve, but bitch looks old. I'm sorry.
She excluded, but like Otis, he looks like a
Otis.
19 year
Okay.
old.
So when I watched Sex Education the first season like a little late, and when I was watching it, something that was making me go insane was that I was watching this, right, and I'm like, this bitch looks just like Margot Robbie. And
100.
for the life of me, I could not understand why that wasn't like a narrative on Twitter, or like nobody told me that there was a baby Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I think people addressed that way too late.
Like, I noticed immediately, and I am maybe because I'm like very extremely unnecessarily passionate about celebrity doppelgangers.
No, I love celebrity doppelgangers. I
It,
It's not normal how the amount of times I've confused like
it's
Jessica
it's
Chastain and the one that is in the Jurassic Park new movies.
Bryce
That's how
Hall. Yes, they're literally the same
they
person.
are.
I also
Or Isla Fisher and the other one, Amy
um
Adams.
same person. I
Same
love
person.
it. I think
It's
it's really
insane.
funny. I think it's like when it's and that Twitter joke about like white men being like same font.
Like Chris Pine, the one from Man, they're just same font.
Okay,
Cookie.
Zachary Levi and Jason Krasinski, Jim from The Office, same font, same fucking font.
But wait, I love that font though. I love that
Me
font.
too. It's my favorite font. It's my favorite font. Like no,
My
no, no, no.
default font, like
That is that is my chosen font.
oh my God. Like
Anyway,
I told you the other day, I blame heteronormative media.
we were talking about how problematic we are and that we love white men and it's awful.
It's awful, and it's has to like we talked about this because of this show. If you haven't
Mm.
noticed, we're gonna talk today about sex education. I think we didn't like announce it. We
Mm.
just
There's the
started.
title
But
somewhere.
just the way I would have been in love, head over heels with Otis if I had been in school with that person. I
Oh, that's
am
okay.
like all my celebrity crushes throughout my not childhood, that sounds horrible, but my teenagehood, I guess, I don't know. They were all same font, white, skinny, blue eyes.
See, I that wasn't my preferred font, but that was on like the top 5 for sure. And I would have absolutely loved Otis because I do love a skinny white boy. Like
Oh my god! And when they're awkward, yeah.
yes, exactly. And I don't know, like in my head, in my head, I'm like, oh, they would totally love me.
Yeah.
Like they would love me. Like people, there's some characters that people love on media that I'm like, no, I don't like him because I know he wouldn't like me. And I just don't like rejection. So I don't want to deal with it. Like, let me think of an example. Um, okay, in my head,
Okay.
um, Jess Mariano from, did you watch Gilmore Girls?
No, I
You
tried.
did not.
It was
I
too
love Gilmore Girls.
too cheesy for me.
Yeah, it's the audacity for me. No,
I know that's an unpopular opinion,
that's an
but
unpopular. I
we're not gonna get sidetracked. But I just want to say, Rory, is that her name? The
yeah.
main character. Muy pendeja for me. I don't know. I'm
That
sorry.
no, listen, but that's not an unpopular thought. People hate Rory. Like people hate,
And
like literally everybody hates Rory.
I love the Sisterhood and the Traveling Pants
Uh huh.
saga. I read the books and obviously watched the movies. And my least favorite character was that freaking actress,
Okay,
Lila,
listen.
because
Um,
she's fucking dumb. She had like this Greek goddess of a man obsessing over her, and she was like, "I'm shy." It's like, shut the fuck up. Go like
every
bad guy. But yeah,
not
sorry.
everybody's a Scorpio. Not everybody's a Scorpio.
But yeah, so going back to the guy from Gilmore Girl. Oh my
Girls,
goodness.
yeah, he just I loved him. Like I loved him, but I knew he wouldn't like me. I just knew it. Like this bitch would not like me.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, sex education. We do love Otis. Otis is great. Like I am so in love with Otis that I can't even hate him when he's being shitty.
when
Like
when when he is shitty, it's really hard to be judgmental. Like I find myself making excuses for him.
me too, me too. Like I will gaslight myself. Like he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
Like he was going through a tough time. Poor baby.
like, like guys, he has it really hard. His mom is a sex therapist. Okay, but
And
like I had never felt more seen as a person than on like the first season, I think, where they're introduced, and then not me forgetting this man's name, Eric, the best friend.
yeah, Eric.
Is it Eric? Eric is asking Otis about the mom's patients, and he's like being super, super like snoopy about it. I was like, bitch, same. Like that would want. I just found this podcast that I'm gonna text it to you, and we need to plug them in the description because it's the craziest shit I've ever heard. It's a bunch of people talking about like gossip from random strangers.
Wait, I've seen some TikToks that are just, like, oh, that they put videos of like cooking or making a dessert, and the audio is just like a gossip or un
Yeah,
bochinche
like
or
a
something.
random
And I
crazy
love it
story.
because you are engaged with the cooking video, but you're hearing shady tea, and I love it.
I love it. I literally like I should not enjoy this so much.
Like the audios are, for example, like, one time my boyfriend did this and then did that. Am I an asshole for blah blah? It's like, yeah,
Oh, am I an asshole on Reddit? It's my pastime of choice.
top five.
Great Reddit thread.
But yeah, I love.
Anyway,
I would have been like,
Eric is us. Eric is
Eric is
us 1000%.
oh, and the way, I mean, I understand Otis. He's repressed or whatever because growing up with a mom that's so openly sexual and etc. must be uncomfortable. But the way that like the psychology and the sexual psychology, I don't know the term, is so interesting.
Okay,
on
but like, have you ever thought about how insane the premise of this show is? Like, I
yeah,
was thinking about that today when I was when I was like watching the recaps so I could get like heated about characters and stuff. Um and maybe this is like my film school brain like going thinking about how you would pitch this show.
mhm.
Under what circumstance would you be in high school and then pay a fucking 16-year-old $20 for
I
advice that you could Google? Like
okay,
the
but
what?
when I was rewatching the recaps as well, and in the second season, Otis's mom finds out that they were doing the clinic, and yeah, I understand and I get it. It is unethical because he's giving advice and he's not,
It's
uh,
not, my problem is not that it's unethical. It's that bitches are dumb if they're paying for this. Because if like this
but
was set in the 80s and you couldn't Google shit, I understand.
But I think I mean I kind of get that they're paying because think about Google. There's so much information that you get overwhelmed so easily and you just I'm that way. When I'm trying to look something up and I get so many resources, I don't know which one is reliable, I just shut down and I close the thing. I get overwhelmed really easily with a lot of information. That's why I hate research papers because there's so much information out there. And in a way, I know it was unethical. He's giving advice and he's not a professional. But at the same time, it's like he's doing more good than harm. He was doing more good than harm. He was educating, literally.
I mean, yes, but like, I'm 1000% stealing this joke from my new friend John, but every conversation you have with me is 40% me Googling shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, have you noticed? Like, I cannot stand not knowing. Like, it
Peter is
drives
the
me
same way.
insane. What?
Peter is the same way.
Peter and I are besties.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But every
start
time
texting
we're
Peter.
having a conversation and I say something and I know I'm right, like I'm telling him a fact and he has to Google it.
I,
Do you have to freaking Google it? And he's like,
yes,
I just
he
like
does.
knowing things. And I'm like, what the hell? But I am your
Like,
Google. Trust
no,
me.
no, no, no. Like, and see, I'm generally people's Google for like random, like for pop culture stuff, I'm people's Google. And like for recommending stuff, I'm the friend that's cool. But I shit you not, like the amount of time I spend Googling stuff, insane. The other day, like 3 weeks ago, my brother and I were making fun of my mom because she had 500 tabs opened on her um phone on like Google, right?
I think
And
that
I was making fun of her, Emily, like, oh my god, like it was like an SNL skit. My brother and I were like, joke, joke, joke. We were like roasting her. I shit you not. 20 minutes later, I hang up the FaceTime call and I look at my phone and I have 457 tabs.
yeah.
And I hope to God my brother doesn't listen to this episode. Because he was like, LOL, can you believe mommy had 500 tabs? And I was like, yeah, psycho.
Like
Of
crackhead
course he
energy.
doesn't remember anything. And I'm like the same. So,
But
awful.
yeah. So sex education. So we're going to break down every character.
So the characters we care about, we talked about some characters that are debatably important, but we just absolutely hate, so we're not. And yes, we're talking about Ola. We do not claim Ola.
I have written down Otis, Eric, Maeve, Jackson. He's
I
not
like Jack.
so relevant at the third season, but I think he's really relevant in the
I
first two
that
seasons.
I think he's more relevant in the third season than he ever was.
Oh, I remember what happened in the third season. I had
He
forgotten.
got fucked up, dude.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, he is very important. Sorry. I have written down Ola was the name.
Ola sucks. I don't want to talk about that bitch.
Spoiler alert, Ola. I just think we deserve a minute of ranting about
Okay, hold
Ola
on.
later in the podcast.
The only thing that's good about Ola is her dad.
Oh, yes.
Okay, daddy though. Like,
I'm just gonna say 4 letters. DILF.
Insane. Like,
Out of control. Okay, so
insane, illegal. Should be illegal.
I just slapped my face with my iPad.
Uh,
Okay, I have written down Alan. Is that his name?
Alan is
The
the
bully?
the bully.
But
Wait, I
then
wrote
that
not us
he
doing.
dates Eric later on.
Oh, I think it's Adam.
Adam.
It's Adam, and he's my favorite character. Like dead ass. Like I love him.
I love him. Okay, well, whatever. And I have Jean, which is Otis's mom.
Jean. I have issues with Jean, but I also want to be Jean. So
Me.
like,
Yeah, she's not the best mom, but I mean, great person, great woman. Like professionally, 10 out of 10.
and the outfits though.
Oh my god! And her like the little lunarcito, the mole,
Ugh,
like the
the
style.
mall, the
Oh,
house decor again.
like Jean is 4 letters, MILF. Freaking
No,
milf.
Jean, so insane. Nobody should be that hot. Like it's.
Oh my god! And like just I can feel just when she's talking, I will be 100% attracted to her. I will be like, why am I
I
feeling this way?
remember watching like the third season with my roommate Lena, and we were like watching it, and we would be like, "She's fine as fuck."
And just
We would-
she could be ¿cómo se dice? Like mandándote a la verga or something.
she'd be like
She'd
telling
be
you like fuck off or whatever, and
but you would feel so like
like okay, sure, Jean.
enlightened. Like she talks with I don't know.
Okay, you know who's not hot? I don't get it. Otis's dad. Like the fact that Otis's dad bagged Jean makes absolutely no sense in my
He's
head.
just like a pervert. Sorry.
I don't like him. I really don't like him.
Yeah, we're just
And
gonna
no.
mention that. Not claiming him. Get
But
out.
you know what? I was thinking about this today. This is the only teen like centric show I can think of where I genuinely care about the parents.
They do have great storylines.
Like I really care about them. Like I remember watching Gossip Girl and I could not give less of a fuck
Yeah,
about Lily or Rufus or like
they
any fucking
honestly had like unsolved issues from like when they were young, and they were
like
just
I
projecting
didn't care.
like
But like I didn't care. Like as the audience, I did not give a fuck. Like I didn't care. I was like, show me Serena, show me fucking Chuck, show me the kids. But
yeah.
on this show, I'm
This-
like, damn, Jean's going through it. Adam's parents, oh no, a divorce. Like I'm fully invested.
and it was I really loved how it was I understood the mom, she was
Yeah.
discovering her sexuality, and really she was now, looking at her marriage from a different perspective, and how probably their marriage was not fake, but not based on values that she now wanted.
Yeah, she just didn't love him. She like didn't they were just like roommates.
And I support her because she stood up for
I do
herself.
want them to get together back together though, I must say. The dad's like trying so hard and it's really
I
cute.
don't like him.
I don't like him either, but like I am a sucker for happy endings.
But
So,
I don't like him. But another thing I love about this show is that they give us an insight of why the characters are the way they are. So
mhm.
Adam's dad, an asshole, but then we discover that he grew up with an asshole of a brother who always
And an asshole of a dad.
that always
Awful.
bullied it. They both bullied him. They made him feel like shit, and that's like a cycle. Then you're gonna do that to your son or
See,
whatever. So
I understand, and this is you're probably gonna be better at this because I think you didn't you do like some psychology shit in
yeah,
college?
I did 2 quadrimestres. I don't know.
Quadrimestres? I think that's a semester in English.
Semester is 6 months.
6 I don't I
Whatever. Two
okay.
semesters. I did 2 semesters of psychology in a Panamanian university, and then I kind of dropped out.
See, you eat it. I understand the idea that it's a cycle and that tracks. But I'm always like, maybe it's because I'm just like a lazy person for shit like this. Like the fact that somebody else has the energy to bully another person is so crazy to me.
That's
I'm like, don't
that's called insecurity.
like, are you not busy with your life? By the way, are our voices being recorded?
Yeah,
Yeah, they are. Okay, I don't see the thingies, but
I do see the thingies, so don't worry.
that's great.
But yeah,
Um,
that's called insecurity, being not sure of yourself, and you feel so shitty about yourself that you need to go out of your own way to make others feel bad so you feel better.
that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like honestly, and I don't think I'm the most secure person like alive, but like just taking the time to just makes fun of somebody just to make fun of them, like, and for what?
No, for me, it is wild. Like, and it also comes down to an issue of parenting. If you
Yeah.
see,
Also, like, why are your parents not bitch slapping you? Like, if my kid starts being a bully, I'd be like, absolutely not, not in my house. You're like,
you were like, but if you were, let's say, Adam's dad, he
hmm
saw his dad be a bully his whole life, and his dad bullied him. So now he normalizes that. So it's a cycle. Like if you see, you like we all idolize, idolatrar.
I don't like.
We all put our parents in a pedestal when we're little, right? Because
Mhm.
they are our whole world for a couple of years. So if you see them behaving a certain way, you're gonna think that's okay, and that's why you grow up and then you do it and you don't see a problem with it, and then you see your child doing it at school or something and you're like, haha,
Is
funny.
there anything like really random that your parents used to do that you grew up thinking was fully normal, and now you're like, wait?
I don't know. I mean, not so really, maybe.
I mean, doesn't have to be like crazy toxic. I would like my mom fully gaslit me into thinking that everybody, like everyone on earth, showers and moisturizes twice a day. Like I fucking thought that was Bible. And then when I like grew up and like started going to like sleepovers and shit, and I realized that like the other girls were not showering and moisturizing, I was like, wait.
But the way your mom actually was right, like, girl, you're
I'm
moisturized now.
like, yeah, but it was really funny because like 11, 12-year-old me was so fucking confused. She was like, what do you mean?
You know
What do
what?
you mean?
Like, that type of stuff I've now kind of realized. It's so funny when you go to other people's houses and you see where they store their food. Like, for example,
Yes.
when I started going out with Peter, dating him, and I went to his house, I was like, why the fuck do you guys freeze pasta?
They
The raw
what?
pasta, they
No.
they store it in their freezer. And I'm like, what the actual hell? Like in my house, we do put in the freezer like the like cinnamon, like ground ginger because the spices keep longer.
I
It,
didn't know that was a thing, but like the pasta is sending me.
it still sends me, and I've been with Peter 3 years. It still sends me. It's so
What?
fucking weird. They have like a container that you would put in the fucking like in la despensa.
Outside?
They put it in the freezer, and they have like the ribbons and the linguine, and I'm like, why though? You just put it outside. I mean, it does make sense. It will extend their
Shelf life?
shelf life, but at the same time, it's just like, but that's why the container is there to seal it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, couldn't be me. I did have a friend in middle school, high school growing up that stored her family stored the cornflake inside the stove.
What the hell?
And when I tried to be like, bitch, this is crazy, she got so defensive. She was like, no, that's how my grandma does it. That's how my cousins do it. My entire family stores cornflake inside of the stove. And I was like,
You're
That's
like sure, like okay,
yeah. It was like
weirdo.
yeah, because I was like that is weird. That's weird, and she got like I bet I was not the first person. She was ready to fight. I bet I'm not the first person that brought it up to her because she got really triggered.
No, but like in my house, the only things that not like freezer categorize. Oh my goodness, categorized. Like for the freezer, we do store the spices, not all of them, just like cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, because those are spices you don't use regularly, like every day. So they do keep well. And my mom used to bake, so she knows. And
Oh, Emily's mom bakes.
we do store like nuts, like almonds or
Hmm.
walnuts in the freezer. Makes sense because they're gonna go bad really quickly in the shelf, right? In the despensa. And we also store, I mean, I freeze my bread because it can go stale really quickly. But
I
like
remember like that
pasta,
being a thing. I stopped doing it, and I'm gonna start again because I do find my bread getting stale.
I mean, if you think about it, like most gluten-free breads or like Ezequiel, they are in the freezer section in this
Not us
supermarket.
turning this into a cooking show when none of us cook.
I do kind of cook though.
You know who I hate? Raheem. I have no reason.
Right. But okay, so are we gonna go in order or what? So like most relevant to least relevant or something.
Honestly, just shoot me a character and I'll give you my
Okay,
thoughts.
you mentioned Raheem. Let's just roast Raheem.
I
Um,
don't like him. I don't like him. I don't have a reason for not liking him. I think he's just a little too suave and like too like put together and like handsome and like reads
sorry,
poetry
but
and I'm like, bye. You're
he has
16.
he has the energy of white bread.
Thank you. He's boring and he's too like I don't like him. No. He's handsome though. I'll give him
I
that.
don't like people that are too perfect. Like you're not real. Uh-uh.
Yeah, I don't. Nope. Okay, I'm glad we agree. But
Hey,
it did make me sad when Eric dumped him. Like he was. Do you think he's gonna get with Adam on the next season? That
who?
would be an interesting development.
Raheem?
Hmm.
They're like four people that are gay in the school. So like,
Yeah, that we know of.
yeah. But yeah, so Raheem, ew, get out. Go find love somewhere else. Leave
Yeah,
Eric.
we don't like you. Bye.
Let's talk about the alien sex girl,
Oh
Lily.
my god, I love her.
I love
I love her. I sometimes I deeply understand her like as a human being. Um, because I was also that person in high school that was like the way she is about like alien shit. Like she's just like that's her shit and nobody else likes it and she does not give a fuck. That was me with so
I
many
love it.
things.
Like you don't need to find approval and stuff you like from other people. Sadly, sometimes sometimes people makes us believe that our interests need to be aligned with other people's interests, but you know what? You gotta own up to what you like.
I There's nothing I find more like attractive in anyone, like as a friend or anything, than loving the things that you love.
Yeah.
Like I okay, example. I don't give a like I couldn't give less of a fuck about football. Like honestly, I couldn't. Like I tried to be that girl because I thought it'd be cool if I liked football. I don't like it. I think it's boring. There's too many rules. It's so long. They keep stopping the game.
It's horrible.
I don't like it. Anyway, but people that like really like it and like enjoy it and like it's a whole thing for them, like a whole ritual, and like it's something they're passionate about. Like I love that. I love when you really love something.
Yeah,
Same
the
with like comic books or cooking or whatever. Like I don't have to like the thing, but I really like that you are comfortable enough for, with loving what you love out loud.
yeah. At
Like
the end of
that's
the
fire.
day, if it's not hurting anyone, if it's not being
Yeah,
offensive, embrace it. You do you, boo.
yeah, 1,000%, a
Um,
thousand percent.
but yeah, Lily, she loves aliens
Aliens. She's
and
like aliens.
erotica, which was, okay.
Really random. I thought it was really funny how she had that like chest of like different size like penis
Oh my goodness.
things.
I mean, and the Romeo and Juliet alien sex version, iconic.
Iconic, honestly. Dare I say, it made more sense to me than the OG Romeo and Juliet because I have mad beef with Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, it's troublesome. 100%.
Like I'm not a fan of Romeo and Juliet. Triggers me. I don't like it. Never have. Never will. I don't understand when people like make it a thing. It's literally two horny teenagers that are willing to
Or like,
die.
she was literally 13.
Yeah, like
Fucked up.
no.
Mm-mm.
I do like the Leo movie
Oh
though.
my goodness, I love it. But because it's like really like, ooh, very
Because it's
visual.
very stylized and like it's really cool. It's a cool movie and the music's really cool.
Yeah.
But the story, I'm like, I don't care. Fun fact, I played Juliet once. Uh I know. I did the Montague what's in a name monologue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look at
I
you.
know. I learned the whole thing. Maybe I'll remember in the middle of the night and send you a voice memo.
Would love that. But yeah,
It wakes up
the
to
play
me like
the play in the show, it was like I saw that episode when it came out, whatever.
yeah.
And now like in Euphoria when Maddie's play, I was like, this
It's
has
not Maddie's play. It's um this bitch. It's
oh
Maud Apatow.
no, Lexi.
Lexi. It's Lexi's play.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Lexi. Sorry.
Sorry to Lexi.
Play, when I saw it and
Yeah.
the joke was like, what the fuck with the budget? That just took me back to Lily's play, like the costumes.
Same too. Same. I was like, that is something I think about a lot. Like like, I understand that like the whole thing with movies is like the suspension of disbelief. Like you're supposed to buy everything you see on the movie, like it's 100% factual. But my entire life, I've had issues with that. Maybe because I grew up going to the theater a lot. But like High School Musical, I was so confused for the budget they had for auditions. I was like, what? I was so confused. Like that confused me. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. That shit was so. Do you remember that play? Life is a work of art. Better make it colorful. Banger. Like great, but like the sets. Like this is not Broadway. This is a literal like New Jersey high school. Like sit
and
down.
and in the sex education,
Same. The
the
light. Just with the lights and the
Adam's
costume.
Adam's dad, he's the principal, and he's like, I mean, yeah, he was totally disconnected from what was happening in the drama club or whatever. And then he was shooketh when he saw the play, and it was like, who was approving the costumes then? Like they had literally clitorises and like like penis heads on as hats.
It
Then
was amazing.
who approved these costumes? Somebody might have said like, okay, these are okay, but why didn't they go to the principal and be like, yo, they're gonna
Also,
dress
who approved the
Celia?
money spent? How much money did you give them? Because that school is not like a bougie school. Isn't that like a basically like a public school?
They have uniform. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like no, but that I think in Europe, just like in South America, um, public schools also have uniforms. They have uniforms on the third season.
I mean, I don't
Wait,
know.
flash forward to the third season. I fucking hate that principal, Hope,
Oh,
but she's a style icon. Like
ooh, ooh, yes.
she was serving looks all day, every day. Can't be mad at her.
But yeah, so wrapping up just on the play, what was his last name? I don't know. Adam's dad. You don't deserve to be shocked.
Like you
You're
should.
not managing the school as you should because somebody approved
Yeah,
the.
like this is why you're fired. This is why they're firing you because you like signed the check and allowed all of this money to be spent, and you didn't even look
Did
on
he
what
ever,
it was. No,
didn't he ever walk through the halls and peeped through like, oh, let's see how rehearsals are going?
that's crazy.
But
Also, didn't send any. Okay, I understand if he doesn't go, but he also did not send anyone else to go. Like, there's a whole staff. You didn't send a single person to go check.
like it's called delegating, bitch. Do
Yeah,
it.
like I don't get it.
But yeah, fuck him.
Okay,
And we love Lily's play. Who else? We have the plastics. Who is her name? The
Ruby,
Ruby. Kate Schwarm.
uh,
I don't know her name.
HR. She's not going back. Did you see?
I did not.
She's not going back to Sex Education because she's a Bridgerton girl now. And honestly, I'm not mad.
Yeah, she wasn't doing much for the series. So, but we have Ruby, the gay guy, Kate Schwarma, and oh my God, Amy. What was her name?
Amy, I love her. I love Amy.
Amy, but she's not part of the plastics anymore. But
The-
we I love Ruby.
See, I like Ruby, but I think it's really funny how people love Ruby.
She
Like,
was in
people
a mood. She was,
love Ruby. People love Ruby with the same passion they love Regina George, and it's really funny to me.
but I feel Ruby has more of a heart.
Yeah, like, I don't dislike her. Like, it made me sad that, like, she fully fell in love with Otis and,
Yeah,
like, Otis didn't like her back.
but I did
But, like,
appreciate seeing her show a vulnerable side, and
yeah,
then
I like her.
Otis into her house and like how clearly her fashion and like the way she dressed was a mask to her reality. I think
Yeah.
she lived in a little house and her dad was disabled.
I think her house was fucked up. Like, her dad was disabled, and like it
Or
didn't look
something
like a
like
good
that.
environment.
And I did appreciate, seeing a background story to her because obviously the mean girl
Mask.
facade, you don't often in movies, past movies, they don't develop like, okay, why are they like that? And it was really nice to
Yeah,
get
I
a
like that. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Ruby as a character.
but
Um,
the whole time she was with Otis, I was like, yes, but
me
no,
too.
like I wanted to love them as a couple, but for me, Otis and Maeve are
I know. There's very few couples in like TV show. Like, I understand how a TV show works. Like, I understand that we ship a couple and then we're supposed to wait for them to get together for like 3 seasons. But for some reason on this show, I was like, "We're late, bitch. Why are they not together?" Like, it's. I'm sorry. Like,
I've
now.
I've never been so affected by a couple or like the challenges for them to be together. Like it has never affected me so much. It hurts my heart.
The bitch on the wheelchair.
I feel my
Like,
heart like twisting and
can we talk about the bitch in the wheelchair?
you know
Oh
and
my god.
in a way I love inclusivity. I love that we see, everybody, different skin colors, sexualities, someone in a wheelchair, whatever. But
I
I
wanted to throw him off a cliff. I wanted to get the wheelchair and like and like have him fly out.
I feel
And
so guilty.
I was ready to hate crime him. Like, why was I so ready to hate crime this bitch? Like, never in my life have I felt the need
I
to do anything
felt
like that.
I felt so guilty hating him just
Oh my
because
god.
he was in a wheelchair, and I was like, I
You
feel
know what? That's a good exercise. It's like my boy that I'll defend till my dying breath, John Green, made a point of in The Fault in Our Stars. People that are sick are just people. Like, we try to make them symbols and shit to like inspire non-sick people, and like we put them up on pedestals, and it's crazy that we like
they only have to
want
do
them.
good shit. Like they can only do
Yeah,
shit in
like,
movies.
no, like they're normal people that deserve and the opportunity to deal with normal problems without us being like, oh, like that must be so fucking annoying.
Yeah,
That
and
must be
I
so.
mean, it was very new to me, seeing someone in a wheelchair And it sounds fucked up that I'm saying it, but it was very new to me seeing a person in a wheelchair acting as a normal teenager in a series. You don't see that so
Yeah,
often. When I felt these feelings of wanting to freaking push him off a cliff, like you said, I found myself wondering, like, holy shit, am I a bad person? But then I was like, bitch, he
no.
did the voice note. He deserves to be pushed off.
Like, no, you would be a bad person, I think, or like a highly suspicious person at least, if you were like, you know what, I'm gonna let this slide because he's in a wheelchair. That's ableism. Sorry. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
no.
it was also very refreshing, I guess, in the third season when he and like Maeve start dating and they had the little like sex scene. Um
Yes.
and it was very nice, seeing in a show a sex scene depicted in a non-traditional way. We're not used to seeing intimacy represented in a different way. They didn't have to get
No,
naked,
yeah.
and she was just caressing him in parts where he felt the touch, and it still transmitted intimacy, like sexuality or whatever.
It
And
was so it was an interesting, yeah, I agree. That was interesting. I
yeah,
this is a little bit of like a jump back to where we were, but it was honestly sending me. Do you remember in the second season before? I think this is just before he deletes the voice memo, where they're at like Otis's party and it's like an insane rager, and Otis is like, I don't remember anything from my party, and he's just like out, like he does not remember anything that happened. I That's the most white man thing I've seen in my life. Like the way that could never be me. Emily, are you that? You're totally that person. You for sure are that. I can't.
I I think I used to be that person, but I feel that happens when you do something shitty and you just don't want to face it and accept it. But that's something that I used to do when I was Otis's age, when you didn't want to own up to your like
Okay.
cagadas, when you didn't
Yeah.
want to own up to the consequences. But now that I am old enough, if I do something shitty, if I am like tipsy or whatever, I don't block it. I try to make amends or etc. That's something that you do when you're in fucking high school and you don't know how to take your alcohol.
Honestly, I understand what you mean, but I cannot think of anything more terrifying than blacking out.
It is terrifying.
Like straight up, like I can't. Like I, the way I would never put myself in that position. Terrifying. No way. Mm-mm. Couldn't be me.
But yeah, Otis, that's the only time I've really,
Also, Otis is literally like 90 pounds. He cannot hold it. No way he can hold it.
no, he probably took one sip and was
Yeah, he had one beer and
out
half
of
a
his
shot, and he was donezo.
drunk out of his mind. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, that was the only moment in the entire show, maybe that I really, cannot hate it, but I was like, you, you fucked it up, sir.
Yeah, like you, I was like,
I felt so uncomfortable when he was like, I like you, but you blah blah blah. But he was like confronting Ola and Maeve. I
yes,
was shook.
it was crazy. And then the guy in the wheelchair was like, he's so jealous.
I was
And
I was pausing it every 5 seconds. I'm that person when I'm cringed in a show, I pause it. I need to gather my thoughts. And
I
then,
don't do that on shows, but I do it with books where like cringy shit happens, and I'm like, I can't, no.
like with Crazy Girlfriend, I had something to pause
Crazy,
when it,
crazy ex girlfriend. Okay, it happened with Crazy Ex Girlfriend because Crazy Ex Girlfriend is crazy.
I mean, it is cringe comedy. That's the actual genre.
That's the entire point.
But before I understood what cringe comedy was, I was very, very
I
uncomfortable.
understand her. I understand Rebecca Bunch, and I will defend
Once
her.
you get into the show, you're like, okay, okay, we get it. That's the style of writing, and that's the purpose to make you feel uncomfortable. But the first season, though, I was not comfortable at all. I had to
A
pause
lot
it.
of
Like, take deep breaths. Like I would die if this happened in the real life. If I was like witnessing it, I would dig a hole and
That's
crawl.
another show I watched during the pandemic randomly, and I've never felt like a bigger influencer in my life because I influenced so many people, you included, to watch it.
I remember you put the
I
intro,
think they put the intro song on like my Instagram story.
and it was so fucking catchy that I just had to reply and be like, "What the fuck is this show? I need to watch it ASAP." And we watched it
Great
sort of
job.
together. I remember I caught on to you, and then we like,
Yeah, no, yeah, you're too quick. You're a
yeah,
quick
I
thinker.
I'm a binge watcher. But and in the pandemic, I mean, there was nothing to do. But we do have to make an episode about that. So let's just like
We have,
save
yeah.
it in a corner because.
Save our thoughts for no.
But
Um,
so
yeah, she could be
this
another character.
um Maeve, I guess.
I love Maeve. I don't have any issues with Maeve really. I feel really bad for her
You
because
know,
like her life sucks.
yeah. And I
Like
mean,
it fucking sucks.
and I respect her how she, has in a way sort of succeeded keeping a normal teenager girl life. She
Is it normal though? Like the
okay, not
way?
normal, but in a way she hasn't dropped out of school. She could
Yeah,
have taken a less, a more shittier path, but she kind of redeems herself. Then in the second season, she's in like in the mathathlon, like the trivia
um,
heads.
quiz heads. I think it's the quiz heads.
And yeah, it's not the most normal life because I mean it is a freaking Netflix
The
show.
way that she's like something that like really I thought was kind of crazy was that like Otis was doing this thing for fun, the sex therapy thing, but Maeve was doing this shit to pay rent.
That's crazy. He was doing
That's
it because he wasn't
wild.
with her. I mean, he was head over heels,
Yeah,
but it was for fun. Yeah, she actually needed the money.
yeah, like that's in like being 16 and having to worry about paying rent. Oh my god,
Oh my god.
I don't I don't wish that upon anybody.
And the way
Hell
she
no.
had to like go by herself to get the abortion,
That
and
was, and then the other women at the clinic, sad,
sad. And I
heartbreaking.
mean, when Otis waited for her,
In his little suit, so cute. I love him.
like the bar is very low, but yeah, he
The
waited
bars.
for her, and I was like, marry him, say no more.
I didn't. I Jackson, the guy May dated, the athlete.
I,
I didn't not like him, but like I honestly did not understand that relationship. Like, I liked him as a character. I loved his friendship with Viv, and the whole head boy thing. What the fuck is a head boy? By the way, what does a head boy do?
sounds
If we
sounds
happen to
very sounds kinky though. Head,
If we have any British listeners, we would love to know. So, like,
what
please
is a
comment down below or send us a DM because I have no fucking clue what a head boy or a head girl
Yep. His
do.
character, not my favorite, but I do have to point out that he does have his character's arc does bring up important issues as in like mental health. Um
Mm,
in the when he like literally injures himself to
that fed me. That's something that, like, I'm not an athlete, but I hate the idea of being told you can't do something that you love.
no, and like
That's awful.
in most movies and series we idolize the jocks or like the quarterback or the star
Mm,
of the high school, and we do see a more raw perspective of, okay, he's Mr. Popular Boy, he's handsome, he's whatever, he etc., but in a way he's not happy, it's not fulfilling him. Like the just because you're good at something doesn't mean that it's going to fulfill you, like.
yeah.
And
I also do love his moms, though. His moms are fire.
love. And what was I gonna say? And in the third season, how he explores his relationship with the new girl, the one that's non-binary,
How? They're non-binary.
non-binary,
Yeah,
and he falls for they
them,
them,
them.
sorry.
I think it's them. Yeah.
And when they tell him, if we're gonna do this, you're basically queer. And he's like,
Wait,
okay.
what?
He was,
Okay,
but like
yeah,
the
that
concept to explore, I found it really nice that they are exposing these topics in a very normal way without making it a freaking issue. It was
I must confess though, like I am very pro they them, because I simply like I don't really understand it, but I don't think I have to understand it
I'm
to
no
be
one to
respectful.
question it. Yeah, I'm not
Like
anybody to question.
yeah, exactly. Like it makes no difference. Like if it makes your life easier by in any way for me to like respect a pronoun, I'll just fucking respect the pronoun. But I don't even know at what point to ask people for their pronouns, and it's something that like because I live in LA, so like it's a thing,
Yeah,
and
you are more prone to find yourself in that situation that, for example, I
dude,
would.
literally last weekend, I was shooting a horror film, and the entire crew was very artsy. And then I go like, "What are your pronouns?" Because I was like trying to like be correct, and then everybody goes like, "He, she." Like nobody, you know how you're supposed to say like she, her,
Yeah.
he, him. Like that's what your thought. They were like, he, she, he, and I was like, oh my god, not me looking like a fucking idiot for like
Hey,
trying to
what?
be
It would have been worse.
progressive.
It would have been worse if you were like he, she, whatever, and they're like, no. I feel it's more uncomfortable if they correct you.
Yeah, I've seen that happen once before on another shoot where one of the people in the shoot it identified as they them, and then my friend called them she, and the way the color like I don't think the person even reacted that much, but the way the color like left my friend's face,
Oh my god.
like she was ready to like harakiri, like she could not.
The thing.
She was so embarrassed.
But yeah, I do. Another like just another. This was another example of how this show just touches every subject in the most natural, sensitive, respectable way. Like we love this show. So yeah,
You
Jackson.
know,
Jackson.
this show when we finished like the third season, I don't know if you agree with me, but I finished the third season and I have no fucking clue what's gonna happen in the fourth season.
Maybe
Like I genuinely don't know.
I freaking hate that finally Otis and Maeve are gonna be together, and of course she had to get the fucking scholarship in the U.S.
See, that's the one thing that I'm annoyed, but not really, because we're gonna get like FaceTime dates and it's gonna be cute, whatever.
But of
But
course they're gonna break up in the middle of the show or something, or it's not gonna.
yeah, and then they're gonna get back together. We know this.
We know they're gonna get back together, but I just want to see them be together for a long time. Like
I
one screen.
How is this shit gonna work? The school was shut down.
Yo, that's
Okay, also, it's very funny to me that they were like act like being shook that Moordale was being called a sex school, and I'm like, of course it is. Like how how would you call it?
like look at
Like
the fucking play.
exactly. Like imagine a high school putting that play, and like how would you call it? How the fuck would you call it? Like why is everybody so shook?
Hilarious. But yeah, I just want to see Otis and Maeve. I just want a lot of screen time of them being a freaking couple and being lovey dovey and like being they're bickering but like adorable bickering.
I just for the next season, I just want Adam to be happy.
Yeah. No, talking about
Straight up.
let's talk about like Adam and Eric. Love.
Okay, that broke my heart in so many pieces because really like Adam, but I also really understand where Eric's coming from.
Yeah.
But
I,
I also
we don't
think
condone cheating, but
no,
and when he cheated on Adam when he went back to his home
he went to Ghana to visit his family.
yeah. I was very pissed when he cheated on Adam, but then when I was really pissed when he cheated on Adam, but then when Eric, he was not making excuses, but when he explained why he did it, I I s- I understood him. Like, you know what? He he did it in the wrong way. He didn't do it in the best way. Recognizing that he's ready to enjoy his queerness, and he doesn't want to be held back by someone who's
Yeah,
to embrace it.
yeah. Who's still like I get that, and it was sad, but I understood. I also think they're gonna end up getting back together for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
I want to. I hope they do because I really like Adam. He's my favorite. Actually, let's pick boyfriends or
Wait,
girlfriends.
we're gonna pick boyfriends, but yeah, just one last comment. Adam's character development, 20 out of
I
10.
love him.
Love him,
I
love how,
love him.
and it's been very not realistic. I mean, I haven't.
I mean, yeah, I would think it's realistic.
And it
It's
made it made sense, where he came from. A
mhm.
repressed dad, a bully dad, and then he had like internalized homophobia of himself and his feelings, and then he has, he went through like the military school, blah 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 blah. They kick him out, and then he has the balls to like come out. I mean, just applause to him. I love him. We want to see a happy ending for Adam. If the writers of
Whatever that means.
Edition land on this podcast and you listen to us, we want a happy ending for Adam.
Is season 4 the last season?
I don't
I feel like it should be.
It could be. I think 4 is a good number.
Netflix tends to do 4 seasons.
I wouldn't mind a fifth one, but I think they're gonna be maybe the fourth they graduate. I mean, what's gonna
Like
happen
it's
in school? We don't know.
the school's literally there's no school. Nobody has a school. Meg's not here. Uh, like the entire plot is up in the air. Oh, fucking this bitch, the mom. What's her name? The milf.
Jean,
Jean's pregnant, and it's not Jacob's kid, which is
she's like
wild.
almost died in the last season.
Yeah, she also casually almost died, and like
Yeah,
okay, if you were before we pick boyfriends, if you were Jean, would you tell Jacob that it's not his kid?
I don't know.
I was thinking about this. Like honestly, I think I would tell him, but
I
I
but
understand if you
she
don't want to
doesn't
tell
want
him.
to. She doesn't need to because they're both white. The kid is gonna look exactly the same.
Like I, like I understand that. Like I understand if you don't
I,
want to
I,
tell him.
I would respect it if she doesn't want to. I
Like I get it. Like, I get it because like her life is finally like making sense, and that's just gonna fuck it up. Anyway,
let's pick
significant others.
let's pick significant others.
Um, uh, I think you are gonna pick Otis, and by your smile,
I think you're gonna pick. I don't know. I want to, but like I don't know if to go off with what you said, as in like how much you love the character, but you're gonna go with
make a pick.
strategically. I know you.
Who am I gonna go with?
Maybe like shit. I don't know.
I'm actually going with Adam. Like when we started recording this episode,
I was about to say Adam because
when we started recording this episode, I fully thought I was gonna be Otis because I love Otis. But the more I think about it, I love Adam.
I was about I that's why I said I don't know if you're gonna pick the one you love the most because you've said 5 times that you absolutely love Adam. So I was gonna go with Adam for you. So yeah, I would pick Otis. I'm just gonna let it fly.
And honestly, Jacob.
And I love how vulnerable he is and like at the same time like very rugged.
I
He's like
love him.
he's like, oh, I want a
He's,
committed relationship where we are like honest with each other and like, yeah, recognize your feelings.
he's so handsome. I'm just in touch with his feelings, and he can like fix shit in the house. That's a man.
But yeah, I would pick Otis.
Guys, Emily has to leave, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her go.
But yeah, well, we just hit the 1 hour mark, so it's not that I'm
Yeah,
y'all.
we're good. No, 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 no. I'm not roasting you. I'm being respectful of your time.
That's why we make it such a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is with boyfriend material. Um, you can follow us. All the things are in the show notes. But you can follow me at Hey Gabby Mendes. You can follow the show on Instagram as
BF Material Pod.
yes,
And
same username for TikTok. And you can follow Emily's small business account at Rosa Terra, where she sells those really cute earrings.
like for example, let me just quickly show y'all. Ooh,
Ooh,
close
and I ooh,
and ooh. But yeah, this was such a nice episode. I love sex education. Go watch it if
me
you
too.
haven't. You're gonna love it. Like I can bet my entire savings account that you're gonna love the show.
Absolutely. Also, please let me know if you also agree that it's an insane premise. Because it is.
But it's such a well-made show. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. If
We'll see
you
you next week. Bye.
are, bye.